I'm Zeus. Secrets and Scandals. Zeus William, Global Peace Project. After talking to my daughter today, and we had a discussion about the Bible and all that sort of stuff. And yes, I was a minister over at Church of Acts, Indianapolis. ACTS, not AX. Funny. I was a street minister. So I studied the Bible and whatever. And then after a course of time, I ended up departing from that church for reasons of my own consideration. I don't want to speak any bad over anybody. And after a period of time, I've learned that the Bible was a construct of the Roman Catholic Church. And I knew this, but I just didn't think about it. It's just, man, it's a lot. There's a lot. It's a neuro-linguistic programming book. The Roman Catholic Church used 4 generations to push it into the DNA of the people. Jesus was not even Jesus's name, or at least our understanding. His name was Yeshua. And the word Jesus there was no J in the Koine Greek when they came out. It was Jesus, which means Hail Zeus. So all these pieces coming together, and yet people want to disagree about stuff because it's in their DNA, and you know what? It is frustrating sometimes. It is frustrating to know that, I'm looking at the Bible, the way it's set up, we set up in paradise, and then we did something wrong, right? And then you've got a gangbuster. The people that did something wrong are now killing everybody else that's on the planet that somehow got here, right? Which they're just saying that there was Adam and Eve at the very beginning, and now everybody that's here is now either they're going to kill them or whatever, okay? So Israel's wiping out everybody because they're the chosen ones of God, and God's helping them overcome it. Then you got King David, who basically cuts off people's foreskins and collects them, right? He got 10,000 foreskins, like he killed 10,000 people. And this is the one who is the King David that basically, because he put his trust in God, he was a friend of God. And you also have, at the very beginning, you had the one guy that walked with God and he was no more. He didn't have to see any of that stuff. So we forget about that. They just say that Solomon was the wisest man in the world, but I would say he was the wisest man in the world because he was able to walk with God and was no more after 300 years. Or did he get knocked off? We don't know. But so as we're going through the Bible, Israel's kicking everybody's ass and they're having their own ass kicked, right? And then you get into the New Testament, and then Israel is under occupation of Rome, as Rome was in control of everything at the time. And you think that there's ways to pass stuff around them? Just sure there is, because you can still pass things around now, even with the technology that we have. But that will go away soon enough when you have full control over the monetary system in a technical manner, and then we can take away the people that are doing things wrong for money. Sorry, guys. You're going to have it tracked. I know you are, because that's the way it's going to work. That's why we can get away from all these people are pulling bullshit stunts for money, right? Hurting people for money, whatever it may be, in whatever manner. Whoever got paid off to vote a particular way, or whoever got paid off to have 10 tons of whatever pharmaceutical thing passed over to the people and killing them. That stuff will be found out. Everything will be found out. It should be found out. Because all is one. We all know. You harm one, you harm them all. You harm one, it harms all of us. If there's one down, everybody's down. And you may not think that you're down because you're in a penthouse or you're luxury or whatever it may be. But if there's people out on the street, you're down, baby, because we're all one. You will never have peace totally until we can clean it all up, and we have the ability to do it. We spend billions of dollars on our military. My God. Why? Because we focus on what the Bible has on there, and Bible is a book of war. We are right, because those who pick it up and then they go out into the world, they tell you that you're wrong and you're going to hell because you believe different. Right? It's the book of war, the book of we are right. And as you continue to focus on a book of war, we are right, then you will never have peace. Because that book is nothing but war all the way through, because there's a controversy with everything. Controversy with perfection. I believe that you're in a perfect state of vibration in this moment, in this time to be existing. Otherwise, you couldn't be here, right? Life is. Love is. Peace is. It's a matter of choice and a matter of thinking, right? All these tools that are out there, oh my gosh. That Bible is a devil. It's a devil for people to go out and truly live to their highest expectations. And it's not in harming other people. It's not by doing anything wrong. It's just by being the very version of God that they are. Because it tells them that they're wrong. Don't follow your heart. Your heart's wicked. Give us your money. And that's what they say. Give us your money. And we want 10%. And no, it's not after taxes. It's before taxes. God doesn't pay taxes. Well, guess what? If I pay taxes, God pays taxes too. Right? And there is a law of giving and receiving. Right? So it matters not. You do get blessed. But you know what? God doesn't need your money. I don't need your money, right? But if you get a blessing from giving, now you need to give to whomever it may be, where it'll make a difference in their life, right? So what do I believe about God? I believe there's one God, right? He expresses himself in all these different versions of self, all the atoms that make up the field, because every atom is conscious. And it is the God energy. It is the one energy force, quantum physics, that covers the entire thing. Now, anybody that listens to this in Christendom, they have to agree, yes, there's only one God. They say that he expresses himself in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, right? Who is the Son? Who do you say I am? Who is the Son? But what the Father made. I am the Son. You are the Son. And a U and an O. What is the difference between it? Well, from what I heard, is a U is a lazy O. Right? Or a O is a lazy U. One and the same, but sun and sun is the same thing. The sun above our head, the Son of God. So now, what does that mean? Now, when you go to epigenetics and you find out that the human body puts out trillions of volts of electricity and making up its own universe, then sun plays part. You are a sun. See, these truths are all coming. You become what you think about most of the time. What are you thinking about? Hurting people? How bad you are? Oh, I'm so guilty. Or this or that. You are sinless. You've been doing your very best at whatever you've had thrown at you in your life. And you know what? I don't know what I don't know. I do not condemn you because I know that I have not been the most perfect individual in my life. But I've always been perfectly exactly who I am. Sometimes I pretended because I didn't think people would like me. Right? That was in the early years, right? And even latter. You know, I have met some of the most amazing women in the world that I've been in a relationship with. My ex-wife, she is top notch. Michelle, my gosh, what a wonderful, amazing woman. But all the women that I met before her and the women after, absolutely amazing. Every day and every way it gets better, better, and better. The men that I've met, some of them have been beat the shit out of. I think they're nothing but shit because the world has been telling them they're shit. If they're watching TV, the TV makes men look like they're nothing. Like they're nothing. Babbling idiots. Right? These are I've seen this and I was like, what the fuck is this? I haven't watched TV forever and I've been watching this. I'm thinking, oh my gosh. What are we training our men? Right? Are we training our men? And people complain about it. And let it happen. You let it happen under your watch. Under my watch. Right? Because I didn't realize I had the power to change it. I'm doing my very best right now to inform. Right? Because what's the greatest message? What's the greatest position in life is to be the messenger. Yeah, so that is my little ramble. I'm not sure what the lesson today is, but we will find out in the course of miracles. Three, 3-7. My sinlessness protects me from all harm. My sinlessness protects me from all harm. I had a story that I want to share this with you, okay? It's after my transition. Now, part of the transition was, I remember one time my entire mouth just ended up, there was nothing but blood coming out. I was like, what in the heck is going on? I had blood all over my mouth. I spit out a little bit, and that was called some effect that happens when you actually move through a certain spiritual level. I can't even remember what it's called at this moment in time. But as relation to that, I'd split up with a young lady, and the reason why was because she had been seeing somebody else, and she made up a bunch of lies about me. And she said the lies to some very important people in my life that I thought, because I was actually putting together paperwork for helping people with their psychological aspect, changing the subconscious programs, which we do have the ability to do that now with the medbed technology. Please let me know if you want to know about it. I'll be more than happy to share it because everybody should have the medbed technology available. But anyway, and one of the fellows, he was an Army Ranger, and I remember I was on the circle selling some paintings, and I seen his Humvee come up there that he said he was going to trade for a painting with me. And as a result, these three guys got out, and they basically come over, and they basically were provoking a fight. They were gonna fucking kick my ass, and they wanted me to leave the circle so they could do it somewhere else, maybe in an alley or something like that. I'm like, I ain't going nowhere, dude. And it was kind of funny. My friend Seth was there, and one of the guys grabbed one of my paintings. He's like, stop, stop. And next thing you know, they're fighting, and then there's this fighting all around me, right? These guys were totally taken by people that were around me. And then the police showed up, and they stopped. It looked like it was a movie set. Literally, the two of them, two cars just parked in synchronicity, like it was been practiced. And they came over and arrested the one dude. He goes to jail for the night. I just walked and went and caught the bus and went home, right? One of the other fellows, he had followed me up to the bus stop, and it's like, what do you want? You know? Anyway, nobody touched me. And the interesting thing is, I shared the thing about the rebirth that I'd gone through was the fact that my mindset had been changed at that time, where I was focusing on peace and love, and I wasn't focusing on violence and stuff like that. And no violence came to me. I had a choice to engage, but I chose not to engage, and it didn't touch me. It just happened all around me. It was like it was a movie set, and I just put no energy to it, and I just walked through it. It was quite amazing. So the reality that the universe itself is a hologram, and you can engage in activities and stuff like that if you choose to, or if you're out of vibration, you will push yourself in the middle of different stuff. I don't know what I don't know, but I know from my own experience, that was an amazing thing that happened. Also seen them on the bus. They still didn't touch me, right? It's kind of funny. Let's see here. So we're saying my sinlessness protects me from all harm. Let me get my glasses on so we can talk about this. There we go. My sinlessness ensures a perfect peace, eternal safety, everlasting love, freedom forever from all thought of loss, complete deliverance from suffering, and only happiness can be my state, for only happiness is given me. What must I do to know all this is mine? I must accept atonement for myself and nothing more. God has already done all things that need to be done, and I must learn I need to do nothing of myself, for I need but accept myself, my sinlessness, created for me, now already mine, to feel God's love protecting me from harm, to understand my Father's love, His Son, to know I am the Son my Father loves. You who created me in sinlessness are not mistaken about what I am. I am mistaken when I thought I sinned, but I accept atonement for myself. Father, my dream is ended now. Amen. So yeah, the hologram that goes around, you become what you think about most of the time. And if you can push this narrative, and I believe it's a narrative, because the Bible is all the way through a war, and then at the very end, you've got to go through Armageddon to get heaven, right? And so if we look at it in a secular setup on the outside world, it brings in a lot of fear, and it puts people in a schizophrenic state, which they're much easier to actually control. A man that's in fear of losing his job is easier to control. Why? Because he's going to do fucking whatever it is, especially if you're paying him good, right? So You put it at that edge. You get the most out of them and say, look, you fucking lose your job. That's a tool, man. They do it all the time. It's a tool to work you as hard as you can, and then at the very end, drop you like a sock, baby. Right? Because they don't want anything that is, most employers don't want anything that's going to be detrimental in the future, but they will take that energy as long as they can fucking control it, right? So every day in every way you get better, better, and better. You have no sin. You're totally sinless. The Father has seen nothing in the kingdom. If it didn't happen in the kingdom of heaven, it didn't happen at all. That is the truth. Now it's totally up to you, because your thoughts are the ones that become relevant to you, and your beliefs become relevant to you. And I tell you what, most of us got fucking raped by the TV. Raped by the TV, and you had no idea. And most people will never have the idea because their brains are so closed off. They still watch TV, they still watch horror flicks, not realizing they're creating that in their own world, and they don't want to listen. But I'll tell you true, do some research. In a day of information, ignorance is a choice. And if you go through life with closed ears, you will not learn a thing, and you will expire quickly. That's the way it works. You don't grow, you go, baby. If you're not creating, you're dying. And creation is in the form of many things. It's in the form of lifestyle. And that's the whole thing. It's not what you get, it's who you become through the whole process. And I tell you what, growing up sometimes, it's a difficult thing if you didn't do it when you were a kid and you didn't have any guidance from anybody else. But then again, everything is right now anyway, and the choice that you have is right now. This is it. You can't tell me it's your past holding you back, because the only thing that held you back to right now is right now. Make a choice. You came this far in the video, congratulations. I'm so glad to know you. I think you're an amazing person, because you know what? Our vibrations are lined up. And today is the day of your great adventure and your great fortune. You just have to believe it, because if you don't believe it to be true for you, nobody else can. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little confusing, especially in this time and age, because everything is becoming new. Dude, the new, the Schumann frequency, oh my gosh, it's off the chart. It's off the chart. You need to check it out. That's the last thing we'll say. Blessings. Remember, today is the day of your amazing good fortune. You got this.